Hey, what's up, Donkey Kong and Monkey Spawns and Honky Tonk Man? I don't know. You guys remember that? He used to be in WWE. Anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at MMC's Tyrantron, and it's their take on an IDW Megatron, and it is absolutely beautiful. And before I forget, a big shout out to all the viewers, subscribers, and especially the members of this channel, the members of the Orchard. They're actually the ones who suggested that I pair them up with these different Megatrons so that you could see a difference in scale, but also style as well. And I think the intro came out great. And so we're going to do a deep dive on this guy, check out his aesthetics, engineering, and just kind of do a yammer and talk about him. And so I hope you enjoy the video. Alrighty, Aphrodite, with that intro out of the way, let us feast our eyes on this beastly tank mode. You know, I was going to say, I feel like the back of the tank is a little bit long, but I'm sure it's accurate to the source material, that being the IDW comics. I don't think MMC would make that type of mistake, unless they chose to take artistic liberties, and if that's the case, that's fine too. He does possess rolling treads. Now that is just really cool. Harkens back to that one series that they did where they converted a lot of the characters like Tarn, Megs, and Gal into female characters. I really enjoyed that series, and this also has that same type of great quality and finish, and generally MMC products are like that, right? And even the engineering, dude, look at this thing, this crisscross action over here. The pauldron from the left moves over to the right and vice versa, and then they become the top of the turret. You hide the fusion cannon in there, then you just get this too. Dude, I always have a problem getting this to sit down, but you just gotta push it back. There you go. Yeah, once you get that to sit, you got the full rotating turret action. Is that cool or what? Very cool, right? Because what's a tank without a rotating turret? Give up? No, that's not a joke. Also, another thing is that there are some interesting similarities between this and their Optimus Prime figure, like the way the forearms work, the way that these pieces come together and connect on this inner spine. There's a piston on the knee that you're going to see later that has that same similarity. The way the legs compress, there's just I don't know. It makes me feel like that they're brothers, you know? And considering the characters are kind of linked in lore, I think it's fun to think about that the molds are also linked in lore as well. And yeah, that's just very cool. I think you're going to like this dude a lot. I mean, the tank is really beautiful to look at, the colors, the accents, everything. But bot mode really shines too. Some of the accessories need a tiny bit of help, and I'll go over that all of that in a sec. But yeah, we'll take a look at bot mode and then the transformation, okay? Hey, really quick with the commercial break from our sponsor, TF Safari, tfsafari.com. Check them out for all of your mecha needs from first, second, third, fourth party. They also do upgrades as well. You're not going to find a lot of sites that cater to different tastes and needs. tfsafari.com, and if you do go there, utilize the codes that you see on the top right corner of the screen and save yourself a little bit of change, main. They are a very reliable vendor. They are out of China. They ship to you in about 2 weeks, super sturdy boxes, and yeah, tfsafari.com. Can't say enough nice things about them, and so thank you so much, TF Safari, for sponsoring this video. Alrighty, here we have him in his bot mode, and really quick, I was going to say, I'm in the process of liquidating my collection, so in the future, I'm not going to have all these additional bots to do comparisons, and so that's kind of on the back of my mind, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what, that's a problem for future me. But looking at this dude, he looks incredible, man. Look at all that detail, dude. Look at all that rich sculpt and detail. Absolutely love it. Love the paint, love the highlights, love the accents, love the articulation. He's a really nice posable bot as well, as you can see on these shoulders, because there's so much involved with regard to the transformation in the arms. He has a lot of range of motion over here, and there's even like a slight butterfly that comes forward, so that's pretty cool. The forearms do resemble that of Optus Pexus, or whatever his name is, Optimus Prime, and he can even bend his wrist back a little bit so that he can do the whole stop in the name of love, or Iron Man Repulsor Blast. You guys are like, what? What reference is that? But yeah, so that's pretty cool, dude. Fingers feel good. His fingers feel good. His fingers feel really good. The plastic is nice and sturdy, so I'm not concerned about those disintegrating in my hands. The articulation, he's great. He has a lot of bendable bits over here because these all telescope up for the sake of transformation, and so you got kind of like a bend over there. Just got to make sure that it snaps back in place. And of course, he has swivels. And the head's really cool too. I can show you more when we do the head swap, but not only does he have a standard up and down, he has a bit of a telescoping, feature in there so that he can do like the, I'm really looking down on you for getting bad grades, even though you're Asian. You know, I was kidding. That was my life, dude. I was like, dude, how come I can't get bad grades, dude? How come only my friends can? And dude, yeah, man, I used to get, oof. Anyway. So that's pretty cool. A lot of articulation there. You're like, whoa, it's about to get dark. Almost got dark. There's a lot of organic movement in the leg. These panels actually move up and down per the transformation. And there's this cool thing that he does is when you raise the leg up, I actually like how this kind of responds and will go up organically. Like I didn't have to do anything myself, you know? And so you can see that he has really, really good bend there. And look at that, man. So delicious, so beautiful. And it's just kind of filling out this cavity over here. But then the way they're able to like execute it, it's just really, really nice. And in addition to that, look at this knee piston over here. Their Optimus has the same thing, you know? And so I think that's pretty cool. There's some type of weird symmetry going on between these guys, and I dig it. I dig it as well. And this over here, a lot of these bits are hollow for the sake of transformation, but you can't tell when you look at it. Everything is just encased, closed up nicely, and they've just really done a phenomenal job. They got deep bending elbows, and I showed you the knees and stuff. The tilts, I mean, it's really impressive the way he is able to be expressive. Hey, that rhymed, kind of. The back, I have done a slight tweak. And what that is these are not tabbed in. They are supposed to tab in. If you can see these tabs, where are they? Right there. Those tabs are supposed to slot in over here, but these are on swivels. Because they will spin around for the transformation. And sometimes I found that they actually got a little bit stuck because the connection's really tight. And rather than this pull out, this started kind of bending and swiveling and started getting all weird. So I just opted not to plug those in and just have these mounted over here. But I'm not flailing this guy around, and so they will just kind of stay in place, and I'm completely fine with that. And it actually sits a little bit more flush too. And so no, I'm really good with that. So let me actually set him down for a second. Let's do it like that. No. Let's do it like that. I want to show you his accessories, and I want to complain about them a little bit. He comes with this really, really nice sword. And as you can see, there are 2 slots so that he can theoretically hold them in his hand like so, right? He can't though, not convincingly at least. And I'm not going to bother to mount them on his hand because it just doesn't stay in that well. I don't know why. You know, he has beautiful QC everywhere, but this, it does fit, but it doesn't really want to stay. I mean, if I shake him, he's okay. But if I kind of give it like a strong tap, it will fall out. And this is the, what do you call it? Flail? Morning Star or whatever. The handle is made of plastic. This is made of some type of gummy thing, and it's painted. I am worried about this paint over time because generally speaking, like stuff like this, I've seen the abrasion, like paint comes off pretty easily. But the chain, the chain is uber heavy. It's really, really quite dense for this type of toy. And yeah, considering that he doesn't hold it well, he's not really doing any favors for himself. But he can wield this and hold it in the other hand like this, and so it's not that bad. But I'm not going to show you that because it's annoying. Just believe me, trust me, it works. And I did some product mock-ups at the beginning. You can check those out. They're much nicer and still image. The head. I like this face. I like the black helmet. I like him looking perturbed. He also comes with an additional face swap as well, but I'm not going to show you that because I'm lazy. And you're not missing out too much. Trust me, I promise. You can just pop that out, and then you can pop that back in, and you just want to make sure that it's seated properly on the neck joint. And again, there's just a lot of movement that can happen there, but there you got his happy-go-lucky face like, hey, maybe I can be an Autobot. Maybe I can. I don't really like that face on Megatron because typically I don't like to see him happy. I need to see him upset at something. But nonetheless, it's there and it does look cool if this is the vibe that you want to roll with. But now that I've kind of shown you this bot mode, shown you the alt mode, and yammered and talked some nonsense, how about we go through the transformation? Yes! Alrighty, let's get to it, Druid. As you can see, I have removed the fusion cannon. The fusion cannon, you do need to transform it, and that's as simple as folding... folding that bit up and hiding it because this bit over here is going to plug in to the top of the turret. But yeah, nice little cannon over there. We'll move that to the side. And there's a couple of things that I'm just going to do out of order, but you do want to start closing up the fist. You don't necessarily need to get them perfectly in any type of special configuration, but just have them kind of balled up. Thumb kind of at the bottom works out. So like this will be fine. That'll be fine. Okay, and so I'm trying to remember actually how all of this goes, and I think it starts by cracking them in half. And so you could just kind of do that to undo the lock, and you can kind of bring this up. And from here, these things normally you would untab, but like I said, I do not have them tabbed in. And so I'm just going to bring this down. And this spine section, what you're going to do is you're going to straighten that bit out. Yeah, and there's a little bit of a tiny knuckle lock, and you'll feel it lock in place. And then from here, you want to make sure that this is all the way down, and then you are going to hide the face in there. You may need to press the head down a little bit as you close this up, because you may encounter a little bit of collision, but you don't want to scrape any of that beautiful paint. And so, yeah, just make sure to coerce it down and bring this up. This ultimately is going to sit back over here, and the arms are going to slot in there. Okay, so let's kind of prepare the arms. And what you want to do is, I believe it's just like that. I could be wrong. And then you're just going to compress them like so. I'm pretty sure, and I can double check by I can double check. There are a couple of areas like that little slot right there, and that slot that are going to tap into this spine. So I know I am on the right track, just kind of using those as guide rails. Look at the nutty levers and like the hinges over here on the arms, right? That is just absolutely wild. And that's one of the crazy things, like, I didn't necessarily like about this toy, but after I went through the transformation and gained an appreciation for it, I was like, you know, I'm kind of digging that, dude. I'm kind of digging that. But okay, so we'll kind of leave that for the time being. And we're going to work on the chest. And what we're going to do with the chest is you're going to bring this out, and there are these little teeth things in here. They're a little hard to get out, or harder on camera, but you just need to coax them out. And I wish I had a spudger handy, but I do not. It's not impossible, but it's just easier to do when I'm not trying to show this to you on camera. Let me see if I can just do that. Same thing with this. Yeah, it's not hard. I promise you it's not hard. Okay, cool. And then once you kind of get them out there, just coax them out and get them out, and then flip them so that the teeth appear on the top. Like that, right? And just kind of fold this up as... Hold up. Okay, sorry. No, I'm at work right now. It's at the end of the day. I thought someone was calling me. Then you just do that. Okay? And so for the arms, as we prepare to plug them into the spine, we are going to open these up, and you want them backwards. And so you're going to rotate all of this, and you're going to fold all of this out. And yes, this is going to be upside down for the time being. And so same thing with this, dude. I keep hearing somebody call my name, dude. Hold on for a second, okay? I'm just going to check. No, I'm tripping, dude. No, ain't nobody calling me. All right. So we've done that, right? And this is what he kind of looks like, and it looks crazy. But you're going to bring the arms in, and once again, just align those locking points along with the spine. So we have the first arm done like that. Then you're going to do the same over here. You're going to feel like there's a slight knuckle joint, and you're going to feel it, and you may be able to see it too, like that. It'll kind of pass a bit of a ridge. And then just make sure that you get these bits to line up like I can't. Okay. All right. Now what you're going to do is, you see that centerpiece right there? You're going to start by, I think it's this bit first. Yeah, it is. You're going to bring this over, and there's actually a hole on the underside of this thing, and that's going to plug into there you go. You see that? And after you've done that, just kind of let me see, how do I best arrange this? Yeah, I guess you move that over here, and then you got to get this to cross over, and that's going to tab in to that section right there. How nutty is that, right? I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, that is cool, but at the same time, I ask myself, was it absolutely necessary? I am not entirely sure. But so you tab these together, right? And that's cool. You are going to coax these out. And there you go. That's the first one. Second one, you're going to coax that out. And we're going to get this bit, the fusion cannon, and we're going to plug it in to that, like that. And then from here, you got to make sure that this bit like goes in here. And so you're going to use this back hinge, and you can make sure that's tabbed in together too. And there you go. And have it sit flush. And that is the turret and the front of the tank. And we're at the home stretch, actually. Well, not exactly, but close enough. Close enough. So from here, this thing, what you're going to do is you're going to flip this bit up. It's not as complicated as it appears. And then what you're going to do is you're going to swing this around, and you're going to get this tab to tab in here, and that tab to tab in there. And so just bring that around and do that. And then this will tab into the arm like that, right? I hope I showed that properly on camera. That's always a concern of mine. I get caught up doing the motion, and I'm like, wait a minute, did that show properly? Once again, we'll flip this out, and yeah, bring this up. And make sure this thing is on a hinge. I don't know if it's supposed to hide in robot mode or not, but or not a hinge. Yeah, it's a tab on a hinge, but I'll think about that later. And I don't know why I can't get this to sit right. These hinges do need to look identical because you can only get this, you can only orient this a very specific way. Dude, what is wrong with me? It's always like that, right? On camera, you're just like, come on, dude. You're trying to put your best foot forward, and you're getting like a crit fail on there. But all right, it's all tabbed in. And these bits, you'll flip around so that it's facing forward like that. Sorry, I thought I saw some paint abrasion. So like that. Cool. One aspect that's really, really tight is later on, you will be folding this, and this surface area has to sit flush against this. It's a really, really tight fit, almost worrisome. If it wasn't MMC, if it was like an XTB or something, I wouldn't force it because I'm like, I'm going to break it. But it is MMC, and I've subjected it to many transformations so far, and so it's still holding up. So anyway, from here, you're going to lift this section up. I know, nuts, right? He has like 2 waste bits. And then what you're going to do is you will spin this around. And because, you want this oriented the right way. And then these, what you're going to do is you will hinge them up and then have them hide inside that cavity like that, right? Okay, and so the next thing that you're going to do is these bits, you're going to, I don't know if you need to release this, but let's release it right now. We'll open up the kneecap, and then we'll open up, undo the lock. And this is the same knee piston that Optimus has. And you want to, like, I don't know how else to push this up other than just push this up, and it's being kind of stubborn, actually. There we go. There we go. All right. Nice. Okay, and then from here, like, this is so cool, man. I think this is just so cool. You're going to open this bit up, and then you're going to bring this thing out, and you want it to stand. This bit, you want to make sure that it is not folded down because it'll impede the leg from compressing on itself. So just have that kind of up like this. And then from here, after you've opened this up, you're going to fold that bit out. And after you've done that, you are going to close this on itself again. And so now this bit is supported by that thing that you just created, along with this section over here, and it will tab in properly. And then from here, you're just going to pull down the toe a little bit so that this can fold and then tab in right there. And yeah, I think it's like that. I think. And so same thing for the other side. You want to make sure that is up. We're going to open this bit, and we're going to fish. Going to fish this out. You know, it's weird switching from left to right hand. I wish I was ambidextrous so that I could do this without, like, I don't know, moving hands and stuff. Neither here nor there. My brother's actually ambidextrous, but back in the day, like, you know, it was bad mojo for you to be left-handed. So when he was growing up, my grandma forced him to use his right hand. I know, dude, it's sad. But he can use like chopsticks and stuff with both hands, and like yeah, you can tell the mutant ability is still there. You're like, what is this fool talking about? All right, cool. So now we've done all of that, and like I said earlier, you just fish out the toe. Because if you don't fish out the toe, like, you won't get the proper clearance to be able to fold that toe up into that groove. So now that we've done that, you can bring the legs together and have them tab. Come on. Okay. Dude, I may need to sneeze. All right, hold up. Oh man, it disappeared. I hate that. I hate that, dude. I hate when sneezes disappear. Okay, so from this portion, you got to fold this up. But like I said, man, boy, it's a tight fit, as you can see. Like, oh, it's tight. But you can get it, and then this midsection will actually tab into a portion of the spine. But it's really tight, really, really tight. But once you do that, excuse me, keep that open, and then you can force this closed. Cool. And then you get this, then you bring it down. Actually, there's one thing that I forgot to do, and it was this part. You're supposed to kind of undo them for this process, but it looks like they kind of did that to themselves. We folded that down. Oh, we're done. We're done. We're done. And that is the tank mode, my friends. We kind of talked about it at the beginning, and so I'm not going to repeat too much of what I've already said. But yeah, it is a beautiful piece, and I'm just trying to get the focus. There you go, to line up. You can kind of straighten this up. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Beautiful piece. Moving turret, even though it just got stuck there a second ago. Moving turret there as well. Treads that roll beautifully, and just a very, very nice Cybertronian tank with beautiful paint, highlights, accents, decorations, and engraved detail. Another banger, another home run from the likes of MMC. And so, yeah, like I said, I'm not going to go too much into this, but I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you're watching this deep and you typically watch all of these videos, I would highly encourage you to check out membership. Yeah, it's just more of the same vibe, but a little bit more genuine. And so, yeah, $30, no, $3 a month. That's $30. $3 a month. That is 10 cents a day. Check it out, the Orchard in the membership section. Okay. All right. Take it easy. Bye.